After a shaky start, The Elder Scrolls Online has grown into one of the best MMOs on the market. Every new expansion is another ring in a powerful suit of chainmail, making the game stronger than ever. So while you wait for the next set of quests to drop, why not pick up a G502 X Plus gaming mouse to make sure you have everything you need at your fingertips? Okay, let's dive into these great games that have more than a little in common with The Elder Scrolls Online.
We will not be forgotten again.
Speaking of elders, we wouldn't compile this list without paying our respects to the granddaddy of the modern MMO. World of Warcraft launched in 2004, instantly becoming a phenomenon. In doing so, it defined the blueprint for games in which you level up and go batter a very large monster with your mates. But it's also kept up with the times. Play World of Warcraft today and you'll discover a pacey adventure in which you rattle through the basics and take flight, literally, on the back of your own dragon mount. Once you hit level 10, you can pick any expansion as your next step. What's more, there are plenty of activities designed to slot into the gaps of a busy day. It's the second life you can escape to on your lunch break.
Not on your life.
Then of course, there's the great granddaddy of fantasy gaming, Dungeons & Dragons. There have been MMOs set in the Forgotten Realms since the early 90s, but the most recent is Neverwinter. The graphics may be a little muddy by today's standards, but Neverwinter is still the place to go for crossover events with tabletop D&D releases.
Well, that didn't go so badly.
Get his attention. Cleric, with me.
Dig deep enough in the Underdark and you'll even find a questline written by R.A. Salvatore, the novelist behind Drizzt Do'Urden. And, like The Elder Scrolls Online, you can play Neverwinter on consoles, killing kobolds from the comfort of your couch.
I believe I'm in your debt. You fight quite well. When you are ready, we should move on to protect his enclave.
If any game shares an origin story with The Elder Scrolls Online, it's the Old Republic. This Star Wars MMO was spun off from Knights of the Old Republic, a legendary single-player series from BioWare. As such, storytelling is in its DNA. You can expect meaningful dialogue choices, cinematic cutscenes, and some of the best voice acting in the genre. And uniquely for an MMO, you pick from one of 8 different classes with their own storylines. Our favorite is the Imperial Agent, a sort of espionage caretaker who cleans up the messes left behind by their Sith masters.
Resistance cannot be accepted. Armageddon Battalion must be reassigned. Do whatever it takes to make it happen.
Over the years, ZeniMax has introduced the Thieves Guild and Dark Brotherhood to The Elder Scrolls Online, and alongside them has come a set of powerful stealth mechanics.
Welcome, initiates, to the Dark Brotherhood.
You can break into manors, dodge patrolling guards, steal items from their pockets, and pick locks to break into basements. This stuff is the bread and butter of Arcane Studios. The developer is a stablemate of ZeniMax at Bethesda, and is famous for the Dishonored series of stealth games.
Your life has taken a turn, has it not?
In particular, they're known for immersive fantasy world building, and dense levels filled with challenges that can be overcome in lots of different ways. If you've ever wanted more set-piece missions from the Thieves Guild, well, that's basically every mission in Dishonored.
The Admiral's a man to be reckoned with. If anyone can help you find that missing girl, Lady Emily, and clear your name, he can.
A second single-player alternative to The Elder Scrolls Online is Morrowind.
You finally arrived, but our records don't show from where.
Like World of Warcraft, it's getting on a bit, but anyone who's visited Vardenfell before will find plenty they recognize. The Land of the Dark Elves was first created for Morrowind in 2002, before ZeniMax rebuilt the country for the MMO. You can find all the familiar towns in the same spots, but despite its age, Morrowind actually takes place in the far future of The Elder Scrolls Online. 700 years later, the volcano in the center of the island has thrown numerous tantrums, making the landscape even more strange and alien. It's a fascinating holiday from the boring green landscapes of classic fantasy.
I have a feeling that you and I are about to become very close.
If you'd prefer another prequel, however, you could do a lot worse than Fallout 76.
Pleasant greetings. Please gather at the Tranquility Sanctum for today's guided meditation.
Bethesda's online RPG places you among the first Vault Dwellers to dare the wasteland after the nuclear war. It's less of a traditional MMO than The Elder Scrolls Online, in that only a handful of players share its vast open world. But that scarcity of life allows Bethesda to retain Fallout's trademark sense of desolation. And when you do cross paths with a friendly survivor, you can invite them back to your hand-built shack to drink purified water and have a chat. Back in the day, it was difficult to believe that the Elder Scrolls and Final Fantasy could have anything in common. They belonged to utterly different lineages and design philosophies, which were conceived on opposite sides of the world. Today, thankfully, the gaming world is more connected, and we have Final Fantasy XIV, which is rooted in the same appreciation for World of Warcraft that powers the Elder Scrolls Online. More than that, it features a celebrated ongoing story to rival the best of Square Enix's single-player sagas. Like ESO, it's a reminder that a bad launch needn't condemn a game with great potential.
Ah, but you, my friend, you are mighty indeed, and pleasing to the eye besides.
You can't blame us for stating the obvious, can you? Everything distinct about the Elder Scrolls Online is modeled on its solo predecessor. Yep, the multi-generation mega-hit Skyrim.
You look like a traveler. Someone that has seen faraway places and heard new stories.
More to the point, Skyrim still holds up as a bracing journey through the snowy heights of Viking Fantasyland. And it doesn't compromise on its simulation for the sake of being an online game, which means, importantly, that you can stack wheels of cheese until your computer collapses in protest.
We got rooms and food. Drink, too. I cook. Ain't much else to tell.
On PC, there's even a co-op mod named Skyrim Together. Install that, and you're technically still playing the Elder Scrolls Online, just in a whole other game world, filled with different dungeons and homes to ransack.
How do you feel? I think you might be sick.
So, there you have it, 8 games which each tap into some facet of the Elder Scrolls Online. If you've enjoyed the video, we'd appreciate a like and subscribe. And if you hit that notification bell, you'll never miss another video from Logitech G. In the meantime, get stuck into the comments to share your favorite Elder Scrolls memories.
Give the word and I will teleport us to safety.
If we turn tail now, we just become prey. No, we will fight and die if we must for what we believe in.